Hey tea heads, this is Don from Mayleaf. In this video, pairing tea and chocolate. In this video, my sister and I are going to be tasting teas to work out which ones work best with dark chocolate. This video is going to go under the tea and foods and the drinking with friends playlist. If at any point in time you enjoy this video, then please give the video the thumbs up. The more thumbs in the air, the more tea videos are going to come your way. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, then go click that button. My sister is back in town. For those of you who missed the first series that we did, pairing tea and cheese, I'll put a link in the description below and a card will pop up there and you can go and watch those videos. So today, I thought I'd rope her back in and we're going to see which teas work best with dark chocolate. So do you want to show people what we have here?
We have a, what is it, flourless dark.
Yeah, you hold it close
cake
to the camera and then I can focus. Go as close as you want and then I can get a real proper food porn shot of that. So this is a flourless dark chocolate cake that was actually made by Celine last night. It's really nice. We ate half of it already and now I thought I would save some and we would figure out which teas work best with it. So I follow a kind of keto adapted diet, so this has very little sugar. She's already tasted it. It's not very sweet, is it?
Not sweet at all. Very chocolatey though.
Would you prefer if it was sweeter?
Yes.
So for those who don't know about keto adapted diet, you can read about it. But basically, I have very, very low carbs, very, very low sugar. This is a flourless cake. It doesn't have much sugar, but it's really chocolatey, isn't it?
Yeah, super chocolatey.
So it's like cacao, dark, bitter chocolate. So this pairing may not work, you know, with milk chocolate. I would actually say it probably wouldn't work with milk chocolate. This is specifically for dark, bitter chocolate. Okay, so we spoke in the last video about pairing. We talked about all of the kind of what you're looking for. You're looking for the third flavour and all of those things. So we're not going to go through that again. But what I've done is I've chosen 4 teas and I've not tasted these teas with this chocolate and I haven't done any kind of experimentation, but these are 4 teas that I've picked purely kind of mentally, you know, logically what I think may work. So some of them may be complete duds, they may all be complete duds, but you know, let's see. Okay, so let's get going. Should we start?
Yeah, let's start with that one.
Okay, so you want to hold that to the camera. You know what that is, right?
That's delicious. That's the, how do you pronounce it?
It's Genmaicha,
which is popcorn tea.
So it's Genmaicha, but it's also mixed with high-grade ceremonial matcha. So it's a Genmai matcha. For all of the teas that we're tasting here, I'll put links in the description below if you want to pick up these teas and try them yourself. Okay. You eating the rice or the leaf?
Both. It's so yummy. Sprinkle on cereal.
Really?
Yeah.
You sprinkle them on cereal?
So good. Try it.
What's great about Genmaicha is it's got that toasted, roasted note.
Just do another close-up.
Yeah, go on. Hold on, wait there. Yeah, there you go. So with this one, the first steeping is going to be, the first steeping is going to be close to a matcha, but obviously flavoured with the Genmaicha. And then...
But it's got that wonderful toasted popcorn sort of taste to it.
Okay, so the reason why I picked this one is because chocolate, especially dark chocolate, occupies, in terms of taste receptors that pick up dark chocolate flavours, it occupies the warm to hot area of taste receptors. So, you know, the ones that respond to warm to hot flavours, which is why chili works well with chocolate, because it's in that same region, right?
Yeah.
And so a standard green tea occupies more the cooler sides of the spectrum. And so there's a high chance if you just pick a green tea, it's going to cancel each other out. But because this is with toasted rice, the toasted rice adds that Maillard or Maillard effect. You know, the Maillard effect or Maillard effect is when you caramelize something or when you roast something, it creates extra flavors. So the sear on a piece of meat, you know, when you cook anything at high heat, it has that Maillard reaction where it converts sugars to that kind of nutty caramel.
Which is on the warm side?
Which is on the warm side. Okay. So I'm hoping that this is going to bring it closer to the warm side, but the green tea will still bring out the freshness and maybe even palate cleansing side of it. The water's at 85 degrees. Actually, no, hold on. I should cool it down a bit more than that because it is matcha. Let me go down to 80 degrees. 80 degrees is about 175 Fahrenheit. And I'm not going to rinse this tea because it's covered in matcha, so I'll be throwing away all the matcha. So let's move some of this out the way because otherwise I'm getting a bit cluttered. And I'll put this in here so that that camera hopefully gets a good shot of it. Right, so we're just going to pour this on.
This tea.
I have to be quite quick about it. Because the first one is essentially going to be close to a kind of nutty matcha. Look how green it is. These matcha ones, you need to get a filter which is actually, can you pass me that fork? Which is actually less fine because it will catch it. So you're going to have to, I'm going to have to let that through a bit. Make sure you get yourself a filter which is less fine for these kinds of matchas, otherwise you would have to do this where you just basically
you could sprinkle this in like nuts and seeds and have as a little snack.
Yeah, you can.
It's so good for you, isn't it?
You can. I mean, you have to make sure you're getting high quality tea because whenever you're eating tea, in the case of matcha in general, you want to make sure it's high quality because you're actually consuming the leaf, right? So you've got to make sure it's good quality tea. Okay, so let's get some cups. Let's take these two here.
Still edible.
You're obsessed with eating it. You've got chocolate cake.
No.
Okay, pour some out for us, and then we'll give it a taste. Really vibrant colour. Actually, you should show it to the camera, the colour, just so that they can really pick up how vibrant that colour is.
It's so gorgeous, that colour, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so as always, we're sandwiching it. Remember, tea, chocolate, tea. So let's separate this out. Let's put the chocolate
Do you want to first taste the tea?
Yeah, let's taste the tea first. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Nutty, smooth, but still grassy. What flavours are you getting?
Grass.
So it's grassy, but you're still getting that toasted rice, no?
Toasted rice, kind of malty. Almost barley.
Yeah. So that roasted flavour, and the rice also it's a carb, isn't it? So it has that kind of slight sweetness, that starchiness to it as well.
It's
so
very smooth too, isn't it?
Well, that's also important that you put the right temperature water in. Okay, let's taste this cake. So maybe taste the cake first because you want to see what you think of this cake. Go for it.
Okay.
For me, this is the perfect level of sweetness, but that's just because I'm not used to having sugar at all.
It's not sweet enough. Very chocolatey though, but I mean it's nice. It's got a slight sweetness, but it's definitely not sweet.
It's what you're accustomed to. It's really, really, really good dark chocolate though. A nice, slightly bitter dark chocolate. Okay, so let's see if this tea does anything.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Let's have another taste of that.
That makes you want to go back for more chocolate. We're going to rinse through this chocolate cake.
That malty thing I was talking about in the tea, it comes out when you have it with the chocolate.
Yeah.
It's almost like having a Malteser.
Yeah, Malteser, or I don't know what they have in America. Do they have Maltesers in America? It's malt something.
That malt, sort of malt shakes. Or,
malt chocolate shakes.
That is incredible together.
That really, really
That
works.
actually brings out the chocolate cake. You know, actually you want to eat more of it. They both pair perfectly.
So the connection is the malt, isn't it? You get the grassiness which cleanses the palate, but the malt just kind of is that bridge that kind of means that they're not fighting each other.
And it's refreshing.
Exactly, it cleanses the
More?
palate. Yeah, and also if you smell the wet leaf, it's got a slight saltiness to it. If you know what I mean.
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
It's got almost like a soy sauce kind of umami saltiness to it. And that saltiness is really, really good because salt counteracts bitter. So therefore you're not going to feel that the chocolate's too bitter. It softens the bitterness
There's
of it.
nothing bitter about any of this.
No.
It's smooth. It actually makes it taste creamy. There's a creaminess that
Such
comes
good
out.
tea.
But isn't there a creaminess that you can taste when you have it with the... Just try it there. Like it almost tastes creamy suddenly.
It's that malt bridge. It's the roasted rice. Turns the bitter chocolate, takes it from those hot receptors and just seems to target those kind of middle warming creamy receptors.
Yes, that is just absolutely delicious.
Okay, so maybe we've started on the winner already and the only way is down, but hopefully the only way is up. Right, I'm going to heat the water up. Unfortunately, we can't keep going with that one, so we're going to put that one down. Here, if you put them over here.
I wonder if it would make a difference if it was a milk chocolate. What would happen? You know? Anyway.
Milk chocolate is obviously sweeter and creamier, so it's going away from those pungent, bitter, really hot receptors. It's moving more into that range where I think it would be more suited to the vanilla-y, oolong-y, oolongs and vanillas, that kind of range. But we've got now something which is a bit radical. Well, I think it's a little bit radical, which is a jasmine tea. Okay, so this is a jasmine oolong. So so we call this jasmine jade. Again, I'll put links in the description below for all of these teas. Jasmine jade is a jasmine scented oolong tea. So a medium to light green oolong that's jasmine scented. And I'm hoping that this is going to again occupy that center ground, and the sweetness of the jasmine is going to add something to it. That's the hope anyway. Yeah, have a sniff and show the leaves to the camera.
Oh, it smells so jasmine-y. It's delicious. That's very floral, isn't it?
Extremely floral, yeah.
Just smelling that's like a dessert. Isn't it? Just that
It
smell.
really-
It's so uplifting.
Yeah. And jasmine, so this is scented with jasmine, but tea, especially these oolongs, already contain natural jasmine flavour. It's called jasmine lactone. That gives it that slightly milky, jasmine-y flavour that's in milk oolongs and things like that. That's actually, it's similar to jasmine, so it has those jasmine notes naturally in oolong. All right, so let's brew this one up. I am going to rinse this one. Can you move the chocolate cake out of the way? We're getting a little bit. Okay, let's pour that away. And immediately, wow, really, really nice jasmine, almost strawberry.
Smells.
It's got strawberry notes to it as well. I think strawberry jam.
Very, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's got jammy, yeah.
Do you like strawberries and chocolate as a combination? or
No.
not? No, nor do I. I really
I
don't
like cherries and chocolate though.
cherries and chocolate or raspberries and chocolate. But strawberries and chocolate don't work
No,
very well
when they
together.
dip those, yeah.
Yeah,
no,
that's
understood
just,
that.
it's all image and no actual taste, because strawberries occupy the cooler range, right? So whereas cherries and raspberries occupy the warmer to hotter range, so they work better with chocolate, but strawberries just is kind of a bit sour, it just kind of loses it.
What about orange and chocolate?
I like, if it's like a candied orange, but not like orange. Let me just pour this away. So we're going to do about a 20-second brew here. Clean that up. And we'll see if this one is any better, worse. But the first one was great.
The first one was just... I don't think it's going to be really hard to beat that first one.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, let's get these ones out. Different cups so that we're not affecting the flavour. Okay, yeah, let's move that over there. That's fine. Anywhere, the table's getting quite cluttered. Okay, so have a taste first. See what you think of the tea.
It's more subtle, delicate than I thought it would be.
You thought it would be stronger because the aroma was strong. Right, so this is, as I said...
You can still taste the jasmine.
Yeah.
But you can taste it now rather than smell it.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the key things about jasmine tea, is if it's artificially scented, then it's all smell, and then when you pour the hot water on, it disappears. If it's properly scented, in other words, mixed with jasmine flowers and infused over many nights with fresh jasmine flowers, then it really goes into the leaf and you actually taste it.
You can really taste the jasmine in this.
But it's little bit less grassy than a green tea jasmine, right? It's a little bit softer. So I'm hoping that it would occupy that range. Let's taste it with the chocolate.
It's a delicious tea just to drink, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is on camera, the cake smeller.
Okay, that's a very different reaction.
Oh. It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Let me try it again.
It kind of works, but in a very, very different way. This is what's amazing about these pairings, is that it's it's amazing how it changes the flavour of both the tea and the cake.
It still brings out the milkiness.
Yeah.
It's amazing how the tea
still
makes it taste milky.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? When you have it, it's interesting, that combination of the chocolate and the tea. I can't explain it. It just almost feels like a milky sort of...
It turns it into a milk chocolate. Do you know what I mean? Instead of it being a very dark, bitter, quite, cacao chocolate, it turns it into a bit more of a milky chocolate taste. So this is the jasmine lactones in the tea that have naturally... Lactones is, from milk. It has that naturally milky kind of aroma with the jasmine. I think the other one works better in terms of the contrast.
That works well, though. But it's not got that wow factor that the other one did. The other one had that malty flavour that came out.
Yeah.
That added the extra layer where you were tasting it with this malty chocolate. It transformed the cake.
Yeah.
Whereas this one just pleasantly goes with it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't necessarily elevate the cake.
You'd be perfectly happy to have those two together.
But drinking it together, I don't feel like it's elevating the cake, making it taste...
But it is
better.
Changing the taste of it, though. It's making it milkier.
More milky.
It's making it milkier, yeah. And the floral nature of the tea is very kind of bright and uplifting and nice. And it's good. I think it works, but it's not as good as the Genmaicha matcha. Okay, moving on. Racing through them. The next one is a bit of a wild card. The next one is Lost Robe. I've done a video about this. I'll put a link in the description, and again, a card will pop up if you're watching on a computer, so you can watch about Lost Robe. This is a Wuyi Fujian rock oolong, so this is very minerally, but it's also heavy or medium roasted over charcoal. So now we're upping the Maillard factor, right? We're upping the roasted factor of it.
Seaweedy?
Smell it when the water hits it. I don't think it's seaweedy. I think it's got minerals in it. It's got those kind of savoury minerals in it. It's got something which I kind of understand where you're going with it.
From the sea, something.
Have a smell once I've done a rinse, and then you can judge.
What do you say? It's called Lost
Robe.
Robe.
Yeah, as in a robe.
Why is it called Lost Robe?
Oh, long story. But basically, there's a very famous tea called Da Hong Pao, which is called Big Red Robe, and there's quite a lot of controversy is the wrong word. There's quite a lot of storytelling around that tea, and it bores around these mother bushes, and these are cuttings that were taken. This cultivar was developed from cuttings of these mother bushes, so it's kind of like an orphan of this tea. That's why we call it Lost Robe.
Oh.
Yeah, so have a sniff of the lid. Or go stick your nose straight into the leaf. It's different now, right?
Should I be smelling it from the lid, not from the leaf?
Yeah, because it's a bit too steamy.
But you get much more of a pungent, intense...
What are you getting? I'm interested to hear this from you.
I'm not crazy about the smell.
Okay.
It's a bit...
Speak up, the microphone's there.
I don't know, I can't put my finger on it. It's like old man's socks or something. seaweed, old man socks, kelp. I just see the seaside and old weathered things.
Right, so yeah, it's antique. It's got antique
Antique-y
wood.
for
It's got
sure.
antique wood. It's got leather. It's got like those kind of
Leather,
library notes. Yeah, it's got all of
exactly.
that. Yeah. So this is a dark, medium to dark
quite
roasted.
masculine.
Yeah. It's got a slight saltiness to it.
Salty, yeah. That's why I think the sea.
It's almost got a kind of meatiness to it as well. You know, a kind of savouriness to it as well.
Yes, it's right.
So this is a bit of a wild card, but I thought let's see how the chocolate reacts to something
I'm
like
interested to
this.
see how it's going to taste.
Okay, so we'll do a brew and see what you think of it.
Is this a very popular one?
This is new in, and it's some people with Wuyi oolongs. It's one of those things. People have different reactions to it. Some people love them and are obsessed with them. A lot of people find that they're too roasted, too dark. A lot of people find that they're very flat tasting compared to the smell if you don't get a good one. This is a good one, so I'm hoping that you're at least going to appreciate it for its character, if nothing else.
It's definitely got character. Just by the smell, I can.
Okay, so let's taste it in here. Nice, dark, kind of burnt sugar brown. Go for it, taste it. See what you think of it. It's okay, you don't have to like it.
No, it's actually much smoother than I thought it would be.
Okay.
This is actually quite smooth and full of flavour and robust and
It's got whiskey notes and
quite juicy.
yeah, the minerality of it.
Yeah, whiskey.
starts-
It's got whiskey notes.
It's got whiskey notes. It's like whiskey wood, you know, like the wood of a whiskey
Actually,
barrel.
this is delicious. It smelled off-putting when I first smelt it because it just, but actually now this is just like a really tasty drink.
And it's got such minerality that it's got almost that texture. It's got real texture to it, doesn't it? It's smooth, but it's got that
So
kind of
smooth.
crunchy juiciness about it
But
as well.
that's what's surprising because it smelled quite salty and coarse. The smell of it's quite a coarse smell, and then when you drink it, it's such a smooth, sort of juicy.
And it's intriguing.
Complex.
You want to go back to it. You want to go back to it. It's a very intriguing tea.
Slight bitterness,
Yeah.
but not overpowering bitterness, like just a.
Yeah. So these are made with larger leaves and medium to dark roasted. This is kind of medium on the border of dark roasted. So we're maximizing this kind of roasted flavor. So let's see how that works with the chocolate.
Okay. I have a feeling this is going to go really well.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Go for it. Dropping chocolate everywhere. Okay, I'm going to ask you what you think first.
I'm just having more chocolate.
I'm going to brew a little bit more of this tea, but I'm going to ask you what you think first.
It doesn't do the milky thing.
No?
It kind of makes it a bit more bitter, everything. Do you find?
I'm going to brew it again.
It's quite tasty. I'm enjoying the combination. I'm not enjoying the combination. But I'm trying to figure out how it transforms the cake. I think the biggest transformation was in the first one we tried. That was just mind-blowing. Going from that taste of that chocolate and the tea to this whole other sort of multi-flavoured chocolate cake.
Yeah.
Second one was just a nice pairing. It made it slightly milkier, was refreshing at the same time. This one isn't refreshing. It's almost kind of on the same level of intensity as the actual cake. So it's not a palate cleanser in any way.
Yeah.
It's almost, you either like it in combination with the cake or, I mean, I'm not disliking it, but I wouldn't say it's my favourite with the cake.
Okay, so
What's your feeling?
for me, this is a perfect example of things that are occupying the same range too closely. You know? Because they match each other. In fact, they kind of like, they don't change each other. You know, there's no third flavour being developed here.
Yeah.
There's no contrast being developed here. What I taste in the tea is very similar to what I taste in the chocolate. It kind of brings out some of the coffee notes, I find. Like when I taste have some cake first, or do what you'd like, but I find that after the cake and then the tea tastes a little bit more like a coffee, like a slight coffee notes to it. But that's the most that I get. For the most part, they just kind of don't cancel each other out, but they don't really enhance each other in any way.
Yeah.
You know? It's nice. Not unpleasant.
But this tea is better enjoyed without the cake.
Exactly.
It's almost like the cake battles with the tea. That's
I
what you're
would say-
saying, because they're so similar.
Yeah, I
but
wouldn't
they
say it
don't-
battles with it. It's occupying the same territory.
Yeah.
And so you're not picking up the nuances of the tea anymore. The tea loses its complexity. When you're drinking it by itself, the tea has much more complexity. And I think that the milk solids in the chocolate, I think, are also dampening that minerality. You remember we talked about the juiciness of this and this kind of minerality that you get with this tea towards the finish. The milk notes, I feel like it deadens that. It loses that vibrancy.
So in fact, it's actually
I just
not
think
working it all together.
I
It's
don't
doing
think
damage to both.
I think that it's not enhancing anything, and it's actually better to drink this tea by itself or
Yeah.
with something else. I would imagine that this works really well with fruits, for example, something like cherries, something that's going to be similar but is going to accentuate the juiciness of the tea. But anyway, that's a different video.
And I wonder if it was not like a dark chocolate, like all those sort of white chocolate things, or something, you know, that was not. Would that work with something sweet?
You know what? It's all experiments. I don't know. Off the top of my head, I would say probably it could, because sweet things are
toffee.
occupying that. Yeah.
It would work real well with toffee or
Yeah,
caramel.
yeah. That's where I think it might shine.
We should do another tasting with some sort of caramel cake or just
I'm sure.
toffee cake.
I would
or
love to do
something.
more tastings. And if you guys out there have any suggestions for pairings that you would like us to do, then please do let us know. You know, we'd be interested to hear what you have to say as well. We've done cheese, and now we're doing chocolate. These are quite classic, aren't they? They're the classic things that you pair with. But we can start to go off-road a little bit, do different kinds of things. Okay, last tea is a Fujian Black. This is a Fujian Souchong. So you've heard of Lapsang Souchong, right? But Lapsang Souchong in the West is commonly thought of as a smoked tea. This is Lapsang Souchong unsmoked, okay? And it has, well, you smell it and you tell me what you think of the smell of it.
Can't tell very much.
Okay, let's hit it with some hot water and let it breathe a bit, and then you can let me know what you think.
I'm not getting any reaction either way.
Okay, so this is we're brewing it in a Yixing pot, in a Duenni Yixing pot, so we can brew it strong but smooth. We're going to hit it with about 95 degree water, that's about 205 Fahrenheit. We're going to give it a quick rinse.
Why'd you put it in the cups when you rinsed it?
And warm up the cups. We want to warm up the teaware. Have a smell of that. See if you're picking up anything else now.
Oh.
A lot more. This is what always winds me up when I'm selling teas at the shop. People are smelling the dry leaf, and I just feel like going up to each and every one of them and saying, there's no point, you need to like put it in at least a hot pot.
I'm getting earthy, woody, damp earth, forests.
Smell the
and
lid,
wood.
because you might be getting yeah, I get that as well. But smell the lid.
Musty, quite musty and do you know what I'm saying? Does it,
But do you smell bitter dark chocolate in there? So
I don't smell anything in that cup.
okay.
No, I don't.
So black tea is a very classic combination with chocolate. And the reason for that is that black tea tends to occupy again that hotter region of your taste receptor range, and it also has raspberry ketones in black tea. The raspberry.
I'm feeling plum, like plum
right,
jam.
so plummy raspberry, the darker end of the spectrum in terms of fruits, which, as I say, I actually think works well with dark chocolate. I don't like the strawberries, but I like those plummy, dark fruits and raspberries and things like that. So let's see what it tastes like. Keep the water quite hot. The clay quite hot. And we'll get it in here. So this is our last tea. Right. Have a taste of that. So this is a very dark tea. I'll try and show the camera, but I'm going to spill it everywhere. Let me just, I tell you what, let's just put it in this. That way we can show everyone the colour of the liquor. There you go. So nice dark black tea. Right, have a taste. Go for it. See what you think. So this is a Fujian Black. See, I do pick up cocoa notes in this. I don't know about you, but I do. I pick up some dark chocolate notes to it, which is why I thought theoretically it might work with the dark chocolate.
This is my least favourite tea of all four.
Okay.
So I'm interested to know what the chocolate cake's going to do to it.
Okay, let's try. So now I would say that the pairing, this is an example for me of a very matched pairing, as in there's nothing new happening, but they work well together. Don't you think? I think it does add a little bit of the milkiness that we were talking about before.
It does. It adds a bit of milkiness, but it's nothing. I'm not drinking this and going, wow, this is the most incredible experience in my mouth. Like the first two, well, the first one for sure, and the second one also, there was that experience where you're eating the cake, enjoying the cake, having the tea, enjoying the tea, and together it created something completely new.
Yeah.
That was exciting in the mouth.
Yeah.
This is pleasant. It makes it slightly milky. Mm-hmm. The tea's nice, but
yeah. But you're not blown away by the tea.
I prefer. I mean, in terms of if I'm going to go for a more interesting tea, the one just before, the Lost Robe one, that was so interesting and so delicious in the mouth, and just
So
juicy.
my sister has expensive taste. Is basically what's happening.
I don't know what the prices are.
So the Fujian Black, the one we've just done, it's not a super high quality Genmaicha Souchong. We don't sell it as a super high quality one. That's why it's just called Fujian Black. It's not like got some fancy name, because of the fact that it is our day-to-day. If you want an affordable black tea, which is good, smooth, nutty, has those chocolate notes, it's fine. You can also pair it with milk if you want, because it's kind of strong enough to handle it. But the Lost Robe is a lot more of a kind of much higher echelon tea in terms of complexity, in terms of flavour. Okay, so I think I already know the answer to this question, but which is the one that you would like to keep drinking with this cake?
The first one.
Right, so the Genmaicha Matcha, and I actually am in 100% agreement with you. I think the Genmaicha Matcha had the most interesting evolution of flavours in the mouth. It contrasted with each other enough, but bridged each other enough. It created those third flavours. It meant that you felt like you wanted to drink another sip of tea after tasting the cake, and after you had the sip of tea you wanted more cake.
Yes, yeah.
And there's no other arbiter of whether or not a pairing is success than that, right?
Yeah.
So that you just want to keep going. I think that the Jasmine Jade worked well as well.
And
very
if
well.
we'd had that one first, we'd have probably been more blown away by it. But
Yeah.
it's because we started with the best.
So what's interesting here is that common thinking, if you look at most pairing textbooks, or there's not that there's that many, they always talk about chocolate black tea or chocolate dark teas. And this is why I think it's important that we do these videos, because actually that's a bit lazy. You know, it's a bit kind of thinking,
Yeah.
well, yeah, because they occupy the same kind of territory, they should work together. But in fact, the more interesting pairings are the ones where you just go a bit offset, you know? So, good. So if you want to try this at home, get yourself some nice dark bitter chocolate, or get yourself a nice dark flourless cake. I'll put the recipe for this cake in the link below, in the description below, so you can make it. And then try out the Genmaicha matcha. It's definitely a winner.
Yeah.
That's it, tea heads. If you made it to the end of this video, then please give the video the thumbs up. Check out our YouTube playlist and let us know if there are any videos that you would like us to make. If you're ever in London, then come visit us in Camden to say hi and taste our wares. If you have any questions or comments, then please fire them over. Other than that, this is Liselle. I'm Don from Mayleaf. Thank you for being a part of the revelation of true tea. Stay away from the tea bags, keep drinking the good stuff, and spread the word, because nobody deserves bad tea. Bye.
Bye.